Good day everyone. My name is Reben Byron with my partner Mr. Benza. And today we will be sharing with you an informative report about the topic Subanen Drive. I hope this presentation will help you understand it better and learn something new. So let's begin. First part is the introduction. Did you know that the Subanen Tribe is one of the largest and oldest indigenous groups in southern Philippines, primarily residing in the Zamboanga Peninsula on the island of Mindanao? The name Subanen comes from the word Suba, meaning river, as they originally settled along riverbanks and relied on rivers for their daily life and livelihood. Over time, they move into the upland areas but still maintain a deep spiritual connection with nature. Known for their peaceful ways, colorful traditions, and rich cultural heritage, the Subanen people have preserved many of their ancient beliefs and customs despite the influence of modernization. Their traditional leadership system, music, rituals, and farming methods reflect a harmonious relationship with the environment and strong community values. Today, the Subanen continue to uphold their identity and ancestral rights while adapting the changes in society. Their story is a powerful example of cultural resilience and respect for indigenous knowledge. The next one is the differences from the other tribes. The Subanen tribe, primarily residing along riverbanks of Zamboanga Peninsula in Mindanao, differs significantly from other indigenous groups in the Philippines. Their river-based lifestyle influenced their farming and fishing practices, setting them apart from upland or mountain tribes like the Ifugao in Luzon and the Tibuli in South Cotabato. While tribes such as the Itas are nomadic forest dwellers and the Maranao are Muslim traders and artisans, the Subanen are known as people of the river, closely connected to their natural environment. Culturally, the Subanen are recognized for their peaceful nature and harmonious social structure. They resolve conflicts through dialogue and rituals led by a tribal leader called Atimuay. Unlike warrior-oriented tribes like the Bagubo or Maguindanaon, spiritually, they practice a blend of traditional animalism and Christianity, maintaining unique rituals like the Buklug, a Thanksgiving ceremony including communal dance. This spiritual mix sets them apart from predominantly Muslim tribes such as the Tausug and Maranao, or the agricultural rituals of Ifugao. In terms of cultural expression, Subanen women wear bright hand-woven clothing with beads, coins, and brass ornaments. Their crafts reflects a distinct identity, different from the Tibuli's abacab-based tinalak cloth or the Yakan's intricate weaves. Linguistically, they speak various dialects from the Visayan branch of the Austronesian family, in contrast to the northern-based language of the Kalinga or Arabic-influenced dialects of Muslim groups. These unique elements underscore the Subanen's distinct place within the rich tapestry of indigenous Filipino cultures. The next one is their culture. The Subanen tribe indigenous to the Zamboanga Peninsula in Mindanao, Philippines, has a culture deeply intertwined with nature and spiritual traditions. Named after the word Suba, meaning river, the Subanen have historically lived along riverbanks, relying on farming, fishing, and hunting for survival. A key agricultural method is kaingin, or slash-born farming, where they grow rice, corn, and root crops. Their society is led by a Timuay, a tribal leader who serves as a head, mediator, and spiritual guide, promoting unity and peaceful coexistence. Cultural identity among the Subanen is expressed through vibrant traditional clothing, music, and ceremonies. Women wear colorful, hand-woven garments and beaded accessories, while men don embroidered cloths and carry farming tools like bolos. Music is vital in the rituals, using instruments such as gongs, agong, korintang, bamboo flutes, and drums. One of their most sacred ceremonies is the Buklog, as a communal Thanksgiving rituals involving dancing on a wooden platform. These cultural practices reflects themes like farming, courtship, and Thanksgiving, and they remain central to the tribe's identity. Spiritually, the Subanen traditionally practice animism, honoring nature spirits called Diwata, through rituals led by a Balian or shaman. Though many have adopted Christianity, they often blend it with ancestral beliefs, creating a unique syncretic faith. The Subanen are also skilled artisans, especially in weaving, beadwork, and metalcraft, with their crafts holding deep cultural meaning. Their oral traditions help pass down stories, values, and history to younger generations, emphasizing respect, cooperation, and harmony with nature. The Subanen maintain their cultural heritage despite modern pressures, continuing to live as one of the Philippines' most culturally resilient indigenous communities. The next one is their practices. The Subanen tribe maintains a wide range of traditional practices that reflects their close relationship with nature, spirituality, and community values. One of their main livelihoods is kaingin, or slash and burn farming, used to cultivate rice, corn, and root crops. This is often done communally, emphasizing cooperation and bayanihan. In addition to farming, they engage in hunting, fishing, and gathering wild resources to meet their daily needs, especially in remote areas where these practices remain vital. Rituals and ceremonies plays a central role in Subanen life, often led by shamans known as Balian. These spiritual leaders conduct healing rituals, harvest blessings, and conflict resolution rites. A significant cultural event is a Buklug, a sacred Thanksgiving ceremony performed on a raised wooden platform that produces rhythmic sounds during communal dancing. These rituals honor the spirits and unites the community in gratitude, featuring music, chants, offerings, and traditional dances. Music and dance are essential in many Subanen celebrations, with instruments like gongs, kolintang, drums, and bamboo flutes accompanying their performances. Oral storytelling, craftsmanship, and blended religious practices further reflects the tribe's deep-rooted culture. Elders pass on tribal laws, legends, and moral teachings through oral traditions in the Subanen language, helping preserve their identity. Handicrafts such as weaving, beadwork, and brasswork are not only functional but also hold ceremonial value, especially in clothing and rituals. Though many Subanen have adopted Christianity, they continue to blend it with their animalistic beliefs, maintaining rituals and offering to ancestral and nature spirits. These practices keeps their cultural identity alive while fostering community, and spiritual balance within a tribe. The next is the population from 2020 to 2025. According to the 2020 census by the Philippine Statistics Authority, the Subanen tribe, also known as Subanons, had a recorded population of 758,499, making them the largest indigenous peoples or IP group in the Philippines. This accounted for around 7.7% of the country's total IP population. Regional data show that most Subanen live in the Zamboanga Peninsula, with the largest population in Zamboanga del Norte, 220,165, Zamboanga del Sur, 148,402, and Zamboanga Sibugay, 58,069, along with smaller communities in nearby provinces like Misamis Occidental and Oriental. While official census updates for 2021 to 2025 are not yet available, population projections suggest a steady annual growth of 1 to 2% in rural and indigenous areas. Based on this estimate, the Subanen population could reach between 790,000 and 820,000 by 2025. These projections, however, remain unofficial until confirmed by the next national census. Several government programs and development initiatives have contributed to improving the welfare of Subanen communities, particularly in education, health, housing, and livelihood. For example, increased outreach and legal registration in Zamboanga del Norte and expanded services in Zamboanga del Sur have helped strengthen community well-being and population stability. These efforts support gradual and sustainable population growth, which aligns with the projected increase for 2025. And the last but not the least is their location. The Subanen tribe is primarily located in the Zamboanga Peninsula, in the island of Mindanao, Philippines. Their ancestral domains include the provinces of Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga Sibugay. The name Subanen means people of the river, reflecting their traditional settlements along riverbanks and upland areas. Their communities are typically found in forested and mountainous regions, where they engage in farming and maintain a strong connection to nature. Specific areas with large Subanen populations include municipalities such as Sindangan, Siocon, and Siloy in Zamboanga del Norte, Lakewood, Bayog, and Lapuyan in Zamboanga del Sur, and Cabasalan, Buog, and Ipil in Zamboanga Sibugay. Beyond the peninsula, smaller Subanen groups are also found in provinces like Misamis Occidental, Bukidnon, and Lanao del Norte, often due to migration or intermarriage. These communities are usually located in small barangays or sitios, often scattered across hilly and rural landscapes. Their relative geographic isolation has helped the Subanen preserve their traditional customs, language, and spiritual beliefs. However, modern developments such as roads, schools, and infrastructure have also reached some areas, bringing both opportunities and challenges. Despite the changes, the Subanen people remain deeply rooted in their ancestral lands, which continues to hold cultural and spiritual significance for their communities.
I am Nomeriano Isbinsa Jr. So, Let's proceed on the behavior they have, the Subanin tribe. The Subanin tribe is renowned for its peace-loving, respectful, and community-oriented nature. These characteristics are fundamental to their identity and way of life. There are examples of their behavior. Number one is peace-loving. The Sobanin people prioritize harmony and peaceful coexistence, both within their community and with neighboring groups. They often seek non-violent resolution to conflicts, emphasizing dialogue and understanding. Number two is respectful. Respect is a core value among the Subanin, particularly towards elders and authority figures. This respect fosters strong relationships and a sense of unity within the tribe, as well as with outsiders. Number three is community-oriented. The Subanin have also a strong sense of community, where collective well-being is prioritized over individual interests. They engage in communal activities, support one another, and work together to preserve their culture and tradition. These traits not only define the social fabric of the Subanin tribe, but also contribute to their resilience and ability to navigate challenges while maintaining their cultural heritage. The Subanin behavior is characterized by generally non-aggressive disposition, which is a significant aspect of their cultural identity. Here are some key points regarding this behavior. Conflict resolution rather than resorting to aggression or violence. The Sobanin engage in peaceful negotiation and discussion to address conflicts. This method not only helps to maintain harmony within the community, but also strengthens relationships among the tribe members. Cultural practices. Their non-aggressive nature is often reflected in cultural practices and rituals that promote peace, cooperation, and mutual respect. These practices reinforce the values of understanding and community solidarity. Role of elders. Elders play a crucial role in mediating conflicts and guiding discussion, ensuring that the values of peace and respect are upheld in all interaction. Overall, the Subanin's preference for dialogue over conflict is a defining feature of their behavior, contributing to their reputation as a peaceful and respectful community. Subanin culture is rich and vibrant with tradition and customs that are deeply intertwined with their history and beliefs. There are some aspects that highlights the essence of Subanin culture. Example is oral traditions, like storytelling is a vital part of the Subanin culture, serving as a means to pass down history, values, and lessons from one generation to the next. This oral tradition is often include myths, legends, and folk tales that affect their world view. So their preservation of their tribe, the Subanin people have actively engaged in various initiatives to preserve their culture and community, ensuring that their rich heritage is passed down to future generations. Here are some key steps they have taken to preserve their tribes. Number one, cultural education. The Subanin prioritize cultural education for younger generations. This is achieved through schools, tribal gatherings, and community workshops that teach traditional practice, languages, and values. By instilling a sense of pride in their heritage, the Subanin empower youth to carry on their cultural legacy. So they have recognition of ancestral domain. The National Commission in Indigenous People or NCIP has recognized the rights of the Subanin, helping them to secure ancestral domain titles. This legal recognition is vital for protecting their land and resources, which are integral to their cultural identity and a way of life. So, the way of preservation, they have continued practice of rituals and festivals. So the Subanin actively engage in traditional rituals and festivals that celebrate their culture and community. These events not only reinforce cultural identity but also provide opportunities for communal bonding and the transmission of tradition. Through these concert efforts, the Subanin people strive to preserve their unique cultural heritage, ensuring that their tradition, values, and identity continue to thrive in the face of modern challenges. So let's talk about their Subanin language. Subanin language is a vital aspect of their cultural identity of the Subanin people, belonging to the Austronesian language family. There are some case points regarding the Subanin language. Number one is Austronesian language family. The Subanin language is a part of the larger Austronesian language family, which includes a wide range of languages spoken across the Pacific and Indian Oceans. This connection is the linguistic of diversity and historical migration of the Austronesian peoples. Number two is oral tradition. Traditionally, the Subanin language has been primarily oral, with rich storytelling and oral histories passed down through generations. This oral tradition is crucial for preserving cultural knowledge and values. Number three, they have to preserve their language is efforts for written language. In recent years, there have been concerted efforts to develop a written form of the Subanin language. Education initiative aim to teach the language in schools, promoting literacy and cultural preservation among younger generation. Through these linguistic characteristics and efforts, The Subanin people strive to preserve their language is a key component of their cultural heritage, ensuring that it continues to thrive in the modern world. Now, so let's move in their status. What gender with to get married in Subanin tribes? Marriage practices among the Subanin people reflect both traditional customs and modern influences. Here are some key aspects regarding the age of marriage and related traditions. Number one is traditional age for marriage. Women traditionally in the Subanin community marry between the ages of 16 to 20 years old. Men are typical age for marriage ranges from 18 to 25 years old. This age difference often reflects societal expectation regarding maturity and readiness for family responsibilities. Number two is modern influence. In contemporary times, the average age of marriage has increased slightly. Factors contributing to this change include education. As more young people pursue education, they may delay marriage to focus on their studies and career opportunities. Religious influence they have different religious beliefs and practice may also impact marriage age and customs. Economic considerations such as the need for financial stability before starting a family is play a significant role in the decision to marry. Number three is types of marriage. Traditionally, marriage among the Subanin were often arranged or based on community ties, with families playing a significant role in the selection of partners. Love marriage in recent years, Subanin love marriage have become more common, reflecting changing attitudes towards romantic relationships and individual choice. Number four is dowry or bride price. Dowry or bride price is often part of the marriage tradition among the Subanin. This practice involves the groom or his family providing gifts or monetary compensation to the bride's family, symbolizing respect and commitment. The specifics of the dowry can vary based on community, customs, and individual circumstances. These marriage practices illustrates the balance between traditional values and modern influences within Subanin society, highlighting the evolving nature of relationship and family structures in the community. In conclusion, the Subanin tribe is a resilient and vibrant indigenous group with a rich food culture and continues to thrive in modern times. Their peaceful lifestyle, deep spiritual beliefs, and connection to nature make them unique. Despite modernization, they continue to preserve their identity through strong leadership, education, and cultural pride.
That's all. Thank you.